Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Spotlight Gulf Coast is partnered with William Carey University and sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, the Trenchard Scholarship Fund, and the Butch Ostolet Foundation.
Hi everyone, I'm Todd Trenchard, Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, welcoming you to another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across our region, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we've got a great show. We'll have a lot of guests on. We're going to be talking a little bit about a partnership that has recently been established. But first we want to recognize our 2025 Youth of the Year of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Jackson County, Mr. Kendrick Cooley. And Kendrick, I appreciate you coming on and congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
I know you're a very fine young man. I mean, you're very respectful. Got your bow tie on, looking
yes,
good.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I try.
Well, I know you've been, I was reading your bio a few weeks ago, and you've been with the Boys and Girls Club a while.
Yes, sir, I have been. I started about 9 years ago. I was a little boy, and my dad had been going through heart trouble. And while my mom was taking care of him, she decided that we would need some after-school care. And she wanted a place that was, one, trustworthy and affordable, and she trusted me with the Boys and Girls Club.
And you're in the Boss Point Boys and Girls Club there, yes, and that's where you went to high school.
Yes, sir. I just graduated as the class of 2025 salutatorian.
Now, I remember you as a little kid. I remember you. I mean,
yes, sir.
I'm always in the backdrop watching everything, but recognized you right away when I saw you. And that's generally the people that are selected for Youth of the Year. It's because they have been with the Boys and Girls Club for a long time, and they've become mentors to a lot of the younger kids. What's that been like, from looking up at people that were older than you and wanting to be like them, to now those same people are looking at you?
Yes, sir. I definitely remember being a younger boy looking up to the junior staff, wondering how long it would take me to get to that position. And then as I reach there, I can just reflect back on the moments that have brought me to this place where I am. I actually recently have found a moment of reflection. Back in 2014, I received the Star Member Award at the Steak and Steak Brunch. So it's truly been an honor to kind of keep that potential going and to serve as the capacity that I do today.
Well, I know that your family's very proud of you, and also at the school I was reading, you're the first king.
Yes, sir.
Moss Point, the first king?
Yes, sir. The first king at Moss Point High School. All these years, we've always had a queen, and we've always had a big homecoming king, a big homecoming tradition, but we've never had a king, and I was voted as the first one as 2025 school year. I know some
guys that went to Moss Point, Darius Bilbo, and you probably have heard that name. He was a big football player, and of course I had a couple good great baseball players. Had some great basketball players go through there, and Coach Alexander, and Lewis Sims, who went to Pascagoula.
Yes, sir.
So, it's all like family over there, and you get to know everybody. And of course, Miss Jennifer is now leading the Boys and Girls Clubs of Jackson County after Miss Catherine. You were there with Miss Catherine.
Yes, ma'am. I was there for both of them. Both of them have definitely been instrumental with the Youth of the Year program, make sure we have everything we need and preparing us for our competition, and everything that we need. They set us up really fine so that we can go up there and do the best that we can.
Well, you certainly are, like I said, a fine, upstanding young man, and you're going to be going to college now, what, Alcorn State?
No, sir. I will be
Jackson
at
State.
I love Jackson State University.
I knew I was going to say that. I was like, I actually have another Youth of the Year that is going to Alcorn State and playing in the band.
Yes, sir.
And I was just having an interview with him a few weeks ago, and but you're going to be up there doing what, public relations, I think I read?
Yes, sir. I'll be majoring in journalism with a concentration in multimedia production. So I'll hopefully to kind of be behind the camera rather than in front, but I'll trust God and prepare for both.
You going to come back here, hopefully, and get back to your community?
Definitely. I hope to bring all the skills and assets that I gained while at school and bring those back to community just as those before me have done.
Well, you're too locked on. I mean, you're like, I mean, you're spot on every answer. I mean, you've got it going on here. I mean, that's really amazing. And the Boys and Girls Club really is. It's not just a place where people are dropped off in the afternoon. I mean, it's a place where you learn a lot of life skills that come into play later. I've seen a lot of the youth of the year go off and become just tremendously successful young people, and I don't have any doubt in my mind that you're going to do the exact same thing. When do you leave for college?
I leave on next Sunday, July 27th.
Well, that's early.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
we used to be able to go to Labor Day. Now you got to go a month early, and you're going to be living up there, or?
Yes, sir. I'll be staying in Dixon Hall, and I'll be leaving for band camp. That's why I'll be leaving so early.
Okay. What instrument do you play?
I play the alto saxophone.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
so you can come play that on the show. I told you, you come back, we can get you to do a show, and maybe you can play your saxophone. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes,
Never
sir.
had that happen.
We'll definitely stay in touch.
Congratulations again. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity.
We're going to take a short commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about a great new coalition and a collaboration that we're helping to bring together. So don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, and we're certainly very proud of our Youth of the Year at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and what a great organization that is. We have another couple great organizations here today that we're going to be talking about a collaborative effort that has just come about. And so we have the Home of Grace, the Open Doors Coalition, and the Butch Osterlund Foundation, of course, joining myself here, and we got Miss Alice Mitchell, Dina Whitman, and Amanda Graham. So, ladies, I thought, the other day is almost like a dream come true when you can bring organizations together like that, and you start talking to each other, and you realize, you each have similar needs or similar desires, and I know, Dina, you've been doing this a long time, so, this is the kind of thing that you can build on. So I'm going to start with you on that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's do that on this first segment. Let's get to know each one of y'all, and I'll start with you, Dina. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Open Doors.
Okay, well, my name is Dina Whitman, and I've been doing this work for about 20 years now. I've been with Open Doors for 9 years, and I came to this work honestly as a child. My grandparents lived in New Orleans, and I would walk to collect rents with my grandfather. He worked for a property management company, and we would walk in inner city New Orleans and walk past this one particular gentleman each day who essentially had a patch of grass for his pillow.
Right.
And I just, as a 5-year-old child, just remember being filled with this sense of indignity that went along with this man not having a home. And so my grandfather would bring him food every day, and we made all sorts of attempts, to try to get him into one of the places that he owned, and eventually we did. And it just it stayed with me all of my life. And so all throughout my education, my degrees in sociology, my work in the community has always been my driving force and my passion. And so, as I said, I've been with Open Doors now for almost 10 years, and we have a commitment to solving homelessness. And we always have. We have a commitment to the people that we serve and to, connecting them with the services that they choose, which often includes mental health treatment, substance use disorder treatment. And so that's why we're so thrilled to be here today and to talk about this partnership with Butch Oslett Foundation and the Home of Grace.
Now, Amanda, let's now move over to you. You're working with the Home of Grace, and I got to know you a little bit better today at lunch. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you sort of got involved in this, world.
Okay. So I grew up here on the coast. I've lived here my entire life. Initially, I had really got started in property management, and that's what kind of, led me to, I know it sounds kind of ironic with Home of Grace, but there were some opportunities there. And so I've been working closely with them for the past 4 years. And so that initially led to them asking me if I would like to take on the position of outreach coordinator, which I gladly accepted. I like being involved in the community. I like to help out where I can, reaching out to different partnerships such as Open Doors and the Butch Oslett Foundation. So I'm super excited about this.
Now, Alice, I'm going to move over to you for a second here, because really these coalition meetings that we started, a few months ago, this is where y'all met, I think.
Right.
And so everybody's meeting by an idea. Let's bring everybody together and just talk. We don't know anything. Maybe they can teach us something.
Right.
We're here to listen. Because you go in telling people how to do stuff, and they usually go away.
Right.
So we were very clear on the front end that we were here to listen.
Right.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you just did this a little while ago with Ricky, and maybe you sound a little redundant, but I think it's important to everybody know the different players.
Oh, that's okay. I'm Alice Mitchell, and I'm relatively new to the coast. I've been here about 5 years, 5.5 years, and was here for a few years, and then met Butch, and then things just over time developed and got to know him a little bit and got involved with the foundation. My background is mental health. I spent 20 years in mental health doing Pine Belt Mental Health Services, ran a mental health center, started out working with children that had emotional issues, and so through that saw a lot of families that were homeless. And so that brought me into it early into my career. And then later was involved with more of the elderly population, and that's where I began to see, and families too, where you might just be one issue away from losing everything that you've got. And so homelessness has always been near and dear to my heart. It's just been something that, that you think about when you're out working in mental health or in healthcare services. And so when I got the call from the foundation and they asked me if I would be interested, it'd come in and meet us. I'm like, I don't even have to come in and meet you. My answer is yes.
Right.
And so what was exciting after that was having the meetings with the coalitions and getting to know them and listening to what it is that they do. And like you said, as we always said up front, we're not here to do anything different than we just want to know what it is you're doing and what do you need from us. As a foundation, we want to listen to you. We want to hear what you've got to say. We want to know what your most significant needs are, and then you let us know what it is that you need from us. And done an excellent job with that. Just, being around Dina just these last few minutes, is just the things that they really want to see us help with. And then when you took me out to Homes of Grace, when you let me know about what the initiative was that they're going to do, the pilot program, and to join with Open Doors, I was on board immediately because it's needed.
I think that, again, I was approached by some of the guys in the Home of Grace that I know, Ronnie and Joel and Drew, and these guys came together, and I've known them since they came into the Home of Grace. And I started, hearing what they were trying to do, and what they really needed from Butch, and then eventually me, was money. That's easy.
Right.
The money's the easy part. It was getting those different players together. And when you see that, then you can start challenging others. So we're going to talk a lot about that on the second segment, this partnership. because it's going to take everybody to make this work. And, you know, just right here, you're looking at the makings and the birthing of something that is really exciting. I mean, I feel like I can go raise $1 million for the Home of Grace. That's how much I believe in it. I'm
Right.
sober 28 years. And when you've lived it, you believe it,
Yes.
and you're passionate
Right.
about it, you know, there's nothing going to stop you from doing that. And so, you know, I'm excited to just see this starting to take shape, and it's in its infancy stages. The other day when we met, though, I think we're each learning about each other's capabilities
Right.
and resources, and who knows what the next layer unfolds. We've only, you know, talked for a couple hours, and
Right.
each time is going to reveal a little bit more. We're going to take a short commercial break. I want to come back and talk about this partnership because it really is something that has teeth, and it's very rare that I'll stop and I'll say, "This is what I told you.
Yeah.
We need to do this."
Yes.
Forget all this.
Right.
This is it. And all those meetings are worth just this group right here.
Absolutely.
And from there, it's going to grow. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back to talk to these ladies a lot more about this collaborative effort that is just getting off the ground. So don't touch that remote. Welcome back, everyone, and you might be wondering who are these pretty young ladies sitting over here on the couch next to Mr. Todd here, and you know, we were talking about, ladies, this collaborative effort that is coming to fruition right in front of our eyes, and we're just scratching the surface. You know, initially it's to provide a couple beds for the homeless in a treatment surrounding, give someone that may not have that opportunity an opportunity that I was given, and I shouldn't have any different opportunity than someone else just because my mother or father had money to get me in. You know, everybody has, you know, that right as a human being, and that's pretty hard to say no to when you look at it. But there's also different parts of this. You have treatment, then you have to address life skills in treatment, then you have the, you know, transitional housing, housing. And Dina, that's one of the things that I think that your coalition and y'all do is provide
Housing.
and help with housing.
Absolutely. And I'll just start by saying that homelessness is a very complex social problem, and it requires a community response. And so, you know, homeless services and the agencies that are funded, say, through the federal government, which is what our COC member agencies are funded through, by and large. There are some state funds in there. Often do not pay for substance abuse treatment. And so that has been a barrier for many of the people that we encounter. You know, I'll say first and foremost, homelessness is a result of a lack of affordable housing, which we know is a nationwide issue right now, but it's also heavily intertwined with trauma. And so as we know, and I know Alice knows as well through all her years of mental health treatment, trauma can often manifest itself in ways to self-medicate. And so it's been a barrier for success for the people that we serve to not be able to access affordable substance abuse treatment. And so that's been one thing that our member agencies have not, by and large, been able to address, because we often wait for 6 months at a time for one scholarship bed perhaps to come open at a community mental health center. And so over the years, we've tried to cobble together with some flexible funds enough, even for the reduced rate at Home of Grace, because oftentimes our participants need longer than 30 days as well to make those changes. And that's ultimately our goal, is for people to be able to be self-fulfilled to the extent that they're able to actualize and go on and shut the door to homelessness forever and be able to maintain their housing on their own. And so we're there for just that short period of time to try to provide the services that we can, the housing support that we can, in order for them to live their lives in the way that they wish to be productive members of society.
Now, Amanda, you're working in a place with Home of Grace besides the outreach, a park that you have a lot of people that come there to live, and we're talking today. It'd be nice if you had somebody more people that were vetted before they came there.
Right.
I think a lot of people, we've gotten used to this mental illness and or alcohol and drug addiction as being normal. It's not normal. It's actually quite abnormal. But that's a piece of the puzzle also, that transitional. We don't talk about that enough. I've always said, if you could stay in treatment, the longer you can stay in treatment and use that time to rebuild your lives, the more successful you're going to be, and address those problems that you can while you're in treatment, make some goals, and then go for those goals slowly. And time is a big factor, in that. And having somebody like Butch that comes along that has a thing he wants to help the homeless, not something that I would have thought of. I've always been helping the nonprofit sector here. This is more of a, this is a social issue that, like Dina was saying, has a lot of different layers to it. Maybe you cannot solve it, but you can certainly try.
That's right.
And when you get those people that go through places like Home of Grace, and there's other, obviously other treatment centers, but probably not as affordable or. And for our particular area, I can't think of anything that I've found that's any better. The people that do stay the process usually come out and become very productive members. And they don't become productive members, they
Give back.
are the leaders.
Right.
Yeah, and they have that mindset of giving back. And I know that's what excites me. There's a lot of Todd Trenchards out there that probably want to get back, but they need to have that push. And I think that's exciting. And Butch can do the same thing with the business community.
Right.
Pick up the phone. Hey, I'm putting up my money to get this started. We need you to come in, and and we could probably have. I was talking to Josh yesterday. It's really unlimited how many of these beds we could do, and it'd be nice one day to not ever have to turn anybody away.
Right.
That's the toughest thing.
What a blessing that would be, yes.
Absolutely.
I work with a lot of, we can go to feed my sheep, I can go there all the time, and there's, just because of me helping one person, 20 people want to get into my car.
Well, and that's what we do through our, mentioned vetting earlier, and that's what we do through our case conferencing, because all of our member agencies, our funded agencies who participate, work with all of these individuals out in the community. We know them. We know them intimately. We know the ones who are ready, and we all know if you undertake this journey, you have got to make that commitment yourself. It cannot be because someone else wants you to do it. And so that is what we bring to the table, are people who are eager and willing and just need that hand up to be able to get into one of these beds that can change their lives forever.
Right. Now, after the housing piece, you also have, they need a job, they need transportation.
Right.
Starting off, a bicycle was fine. Eventually, you'll save up enough to get a little car and move on from there. The building blocks of recovery, to get a license, to get insurance, and have a car at the same time. Ooh, I've arrived.
Yeah, that's right.
I've had one of the
That's
three
true.
a lot of my life, to have all three of them. But, to have a job to go into, and the business owners that I know, and there's quite a few, that I've approached, they're like, yeah, they're my best workers.
Right.
And so you have paved that. You've had those people that have come and have been successful, and so people are, I think the stigma has changed a lot over the years.
Thank goodness, yes.
Back in the day, I remember my first job I applied, and the guy just started laughing, and I was like, why are you laughing? So I told him just a little of my story. But ladies, I want to get y'all to come back on a regular basis because we need to do this. We need to get this out there. I think that this is just such and there may be some other partners that can be brought into this whole role.
Oh,
and I think you're going to
absolutely.
be out there looking.
Yes.
Our business partners, yes.
So again, I appreciate y'all coming on, and it wasn't as bad as y'all thought, huh?
You made it easy.
Yeah, you made it easy.
Y'all are making my job easy, and I'm really appreciative for what y'all are doing in the community.
Thank you.
And we appreciate everybody's support of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi. And until next time, this is Todd Trenchard saying so long, and may God bless.